on, Dallas. But it is Saturday, November 5th, 2022, and you are listening to Jared and Mike Tell It Right podcast.
Hello, Michael.
We finally got you fucking back. No more of these solo podcasts here.
Yeah, I don't want to see that ever again.
No, where I'm talking about fucking rust and like every other fucking word. Oh my God. I replayed that. I'm actually why I posted it. I just wanted to put some content out there,
Yeah.
Wanted the viewers to see something, But yeah, after posting that, I'm I should have edited that way more because I was every other fucking word. I was nervous, it was the first time.
Well, when you're by yourself,
It's a lot different. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the hell Bill Burr ever did it, man. That guy would just I would listen to some of his podcasts back in the day. The guy would just rant for an hour.
Some people just have shit to say, man. Some
Right?
people just know.
I was just well, Burr can do it. I can fucking do it. But no, I can't. That motherfucker. I mean, that's why he's on Star Wars. Because he can fucking rant for an hour.
Because he's Bill Burr.
He's Bill fucking Burr. But dude, it's November 5th. There's actually quite a few things that happened today. Throughout history, I guess we can say.
Sure.
And also at 11 a.m. this morning too. So first thing is Aaron Carter died. If you were going to the party at his house, it's not happening anymore because he's fucking dead.
You're going to the party at his house. Was he having a party?
No, that's a song.
Oh, okay.
That's a song. He's most famous for is Party at My House or something by Aaron Carter.
Just awful.
But that's the song that got him into the game. That's when the greedy producers took him over. Oh, you're the brother to the douchebag and Backstreet Boys. Let's get you an album going. And somebody wrote his song, wrote some stupid song about a 9-year-old having a goddamn house party and having all of his friends there. And that's what started it for Aaron Carter. But it was a one-hit wonder type deal. Because I don't even know any other Aaron Carter songs besides the Party at My House one.
Yeah.
Because that's all I saw on TRL back in the day, when I was 10 years old. And that fucking song came out.
Yes, on TRL.
I saw it on TRL the other day. Total Request Live with Carson Daly.
God. Remember when that was back in the day when you can't just listen to music. You had to sit there and waste days downloading and burning CDs with custom names on them. I still have some CDs to this day. And I still have a vehicle with a CD player in it.
I don't.
I do.
Or no, I might. Actually, I'd have to check. I never use it. Yeah.
My Camaro has a CD player in it.
SS Camaro.
Camaro.
Or no. In the Trailer Park Boys, he said, "What's the other one? It's not SS. Is it RS?
RS Camaro.
Yeah. He's this is a RS Camaro." Oh man, I love it.
I'm gonna rip out some of those CDs and just go to town one day. Cruising around in my Camaro, with listening to CDs. It's gonna be Limp Bizkit and weird.
Yeah. Roll the window. You gotta roll the windows down and pull up to a car next full of high schoolers and just with your glasses on or your sunglasses,
rev my engine and shit,
and be "Fuck you, asshole! You don't even know what it's like to be a punk, bitches." And then I can't make the tire squealing noise.
Just peel out.
Yeah, just peel out.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck high schoolers.
Yeah.
They don't even go to prom anymore. They're too afraid of germs. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Tomorrow's future. They're just gonna beat off in the corner. Man. They're just gonna beat off in the corner while us old people save the fucking world.
Right.
That's what's
gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen though. The future with these kids scares the shit out of me. They do not know how to socially interact.
Well, fuck, we got trunk or treat. We don't even send them out to people's houses anymore, for Christ's sakes. Like they don't even know how to ask for anything. Like here, you're like, dude, I don't know. When I was passing out candy for trick or treating this year,
Yeah.
I mean, like, thank God for the parents that were like, hey, like, say something, like trick or
Yeah.
treat, say thank you, say anything. Don't be a fucking, weirdo.
Yeah.
And like, so thank God for them. But like, there were a lot of kids that just like, they were shy. Like, I don't give a fuck. I like Halloween. I
Yeah.
don't care if I buy candy and pass it out to kids. But like, I could tell, like, a lot of the kids that were coming by, they weren't even saying trick or treat. Like, there's like some kind of social disconnect since COVID. Like, these kids, like, they're just not like, I don't know. But
They
maybe
haven't
like
been-
maybe 30, 40 years ago, it was the same fucking deal, man.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
We got baptized by fire. You know what broke us through when we
Yeah.
were kids is the fact that when I had to call somebody on the phone, I had to speak to whoever picked up on the other end
Yeah.
and then ask to speak with whoever I wanted to talk with at that house. So I'm a kid like calling up this house to speak with one of my buddies, and like their parent answers, and you have to like go through like, who is this?
Yeah, they're the gatekeeper.
And you're like,
they're the key master.
Oh, hey, Mr. Whoever, this is Jared. Can I talk with this person? Like, we had to deal with that every time. Or you talk
That's
with their
true.
mom, and their mom would be like, oh, tell your mom I said hi. And you'd be like, okay.
Should have been like, are you the key master?
I'm the gatekeeper.
Are you the gatekeeper? What did he say in Ghostbusters? The key master or the gatekeeper?
No, he's like, are you the gatekeeper? I'm the key master.
Oh, right,
It's
yeah.
all like banging.
'Cause I was-
Gatekeeper, key master.
I was at a Halloween party last weekend, and our buddy James was there, and he was dressed up as that guy from Ghostbusters. He played it fucking well. James, you did a fucking great job at that. Like throughout the whole night, he was LARPing that whole thing, man. And
Really?
I like even with, when I showed up, he was in character then, and then like throughout the whole night, dude, it was the best. So like when I
You
showed
keep
up,
on
he's
talking
like,
about Gozer and eating popcorn and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Well, at first he's like, hey everybody, this is my friend Mike Murin, and yeah, like I do his taxes and all that shit.
Yeah. He gets a
And
really good deal down at the supermarket, 3 for $5 on the
yeah. So he's doing all that stuff, and then like the middle of the night, he just comes out of nowhere. His shit's all untucked. He's wearing the same exact costume as fucking Rick Moranis, and he's just all untucked, like distressed and shit, walking
Oh
around.
my god. Really?
Like Rick Moranis did, like looking for the key master. He's fucking asking everybody at the party, like, "Are you the key master?" and shit, and like,
We need to bring him with the C2E2
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
yeah.
Oh my god. Do you know how many people would love that?
Oh my god, yes, and he plays the role fucking well. Like it's not garbage at all. Like it's
Does he
like,
have did he have the calendar on his
yes,
Oh my
yes.
God.
So that was phase 3 of the night. But then, yeah, there was 3 phases. There was, when you showed up, he
Mhm.
played that one. And then the part where he gets in,
He's being chased down by the dog.
right. And then the third one was, he comes out with the colander. He fucking made it himself.
Oh
I
my
wish I had
God.
pictures of this. He did a great job. There were like all kinds of capacitors and wires
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
hanging
We need
off
to
of
get
it.
him at C2E2.
The,
he
the
would
only thing he
kill.
said he screwed up on was the chin strap. So, which by the way, he pulled the chin strap out of rubber bands, and it was I thought it was I thought he did a good job. But like he actually was looking online on Amazon. He was gonna get the Riddle, the football one, just like in the movie.
Yeah.
And like he just forgot to buy it. He just forgot to hit place, and it was stuck in his cart. But yeah, dude, like I'm gonna tell you what, that was a 10 out of 10 for sure.
I gotta see this.
Sure.
Somebody's got to have a picture of it.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Yeah, we'll make him dress up again for CT.
Yeah. Dude, people would love him in C2E2.
Oh
if
my
he's dressed
God,
like that.
and
Because
then,
there's
like-
that Ghostbusters thing at Fan Expo.
Right,
remember?
yeah, they'll be there. Yeah, the Ghostbuster
Yeah.
crew, because I think they're out at Joliet actually.
Yeah.
Look at everyone's out of Joliet, even the fucking 501st or whatever the hell you call that storm.
Yeah. Even me.
Count Dooku. I'm Count
Count-
Dooku.
Count Dooku.
I'm Count Dooku.
Mm.
You know, we gave him a card too, and if he's like listening to this, he's like, they're the biggest fucking jagoffs I ever met. I'm Count Dooku.
He did play a great Count Dooku though.
He did, yeah. No, I
Like
mean,
he even fit the part like great.
I wish I knew his real name.
It's Count Dooku. That is his name.
I changed my name to Count Dooku like 5 years ago, so there's no
Yeah.
confusion.
Yeah, you can't be confused.
I
I am
just-
Count Dooku.
I just want to know what the hell happened to Obi-Wan Dundee or whatever the hell we were calling him.
Listen, we have to go back to the next parade and see if that dude's there.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
if
probably
anything,
he's probably still on the street right now. But yeah, no, like I think he's still on what street was that? I just want to call it Main Street, but
yeah, something Jackson.
yeah, he's still on fucking Jackson in front of the goddamn library trying
He's
to
just
hit up on
skulking
all the
around
cougars.
in his shorts and Crocs.
Trying to hit up all the single cougars out there.
Yeah. Remember we tried to get his interview, he didn't want it.
Yeah, no, like that's
He
what I'm
just straight, he
saying.
just straight up like was like, no.
So what I thought was interesting is a while ago you talked about like cosplay, and
Yeah.
there is like this like back world to it, right? So there's
Mhm.
cosplay where we go to like all the events, we dress up and everything. But then there's like the the little kinky niche
Mhm.
end of cosplay. And I think that's exactly where fucking Obi-Wan Dundee was at. I don't think he was doing it for Star Wars or for Star Wars Day. It was like, nah, chicks fucking dig this. I'm gonna
He's trying
show
to-
up. I'm gonna be dressed up like a fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they're just gonna blow me all day. That's what I think. I
Here's-
personally think that's what his idea and his plan was. Because then we came up to like, hey, dude, you want to do an interview? He's like, no.
Dude, he's trying to get that nerd conch.
No, I don't want an interview.
He's
You
just
don't want
he's
to
trying
sell
to
me
get
death sticks.
he's trying to get the nerd chotch.
Yeah.
Picking him up with like his Crocodile Dundee shorts and a
That-
deep V.
But the best about him was though, dude, he just was walking around that whole place. Like every 5 feet was like he was doing the Jedi mind trick. And it was
He
just
was
like
working the
what?
crowd, bro.
He
He was
was
trying to put his Jedi mind tricks on the nerds, man.
yeah, dude. Fucking
Which I guess that brings up my next point. I have only 146 days until C2E2 now, and I haven't even started on my fucking costume.
Wait, Jared, before we get into your costume here, let's talk about what you did over Halloween here. Let's tell the fans Wizard
Oh,
Cream
yeah.
Syndicate was out
Oh,
there
yeah.
fucking representing,
Yeah, the
winning
WCS.
money, winning
Yeah, we-
fucking money,
We
people.
we are a what would you call that when you like go to competitions? We're like a competitive company.
You're a fucking cream syndicate.
Yeah,
Or you're a cosplay syndicate.
yeah.
Oh,
Wizard
boy.
Cream Syndicate.
We're an ice cream syndicate.
We're an ice cream syndicate. But yeah, won some money. That was sweet. I wore the Boba Fett costume, which
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, the thing about it was like my Mandalorian costume that I currently have, like my yellow and gray one,
Yeah.
is pretty neat, but people don't recognize it. So it's like if I go into like a bar where there's just a bunch of drunk idiots, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's a pretty cool costume," and they, it's cool,
They're gonna
When
think
you
you're
go
like
with-
the rip off of like Power Rangers.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, who knows what this is?" But then
They buy
They-
from Orient those action figures you'd buy from Oriental Trader that would look nothing like fucking Power Rangers.
yes,
That's what you were.
yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I have to do something that they'll at least recognize who I am. So I had to do Boba Fett.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That was a smart move. No, because I like your other costume. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're trying to win a contest, though, I mean, like, even though it's creative, people aren't gonna see that because they're
Yeah,
just
they
gonna be
don't
like, they're gonna be like, oh,
appreciate it.
yeah, exactly. But when they see Boba Fett, that's different. And I mean, like,
Yeah.
honestly, dude, your Boba Fett suit it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, compared to some of the other people we saw at Fan Expo wearing the Boba Fett outfits, you had a better job on your. I think you had a better quality on yours, and I'm not just saying that because we're Jared and Mike Teller at podcast. I'm saying,
Well, I think a big
because that's what I
portion.
truly feel.
I think a big portion of it was that my brother in that costume,
yeah,
like, he didn't take that helmet off the entire day. Like I saw him once without it on. I'm like, how are you not
that's true.
taking this off constantly?
It's fucking nuts.
I was
yeah.
sweating my ass off, and he's like in character.
Even his
like,
kids were taking the helmets off.
Yeah.
They didn't even have glass on theirs.
No, but he
They're
was
like, "Fuck, Dad, you're crazy, man."
yeah. And like,
they're like, "We're gonna stand over here."
it was funny to watch him though, because like we got in there and it was like, you know, you're kind of apprehensive. You just start walking around, and then
Yeah.
like he just got into it, and then like people are like, "Oh, you got to come over here and like taking pictures and this and that."
He was a fucking star that day, bro.
It was
like,
hilarious.
I want to tell you what, like, when we were walking in, like, the moment that first guy came over and grabbed your brother and like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" I saw the opportunity that day. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is all day. This is all we're doing." Like, we're not talking, we're not doing anything else. Like, we are just gonna grab people and we're gonna take as many fucking pictures as we can. And that's exactly what happened, because I just kept yelling out, "Step right up, get your pictures with this Jared the Mandalorian." And like, people would actually stop and look back, like, "Yeah, I get a picture."
Yeah.
You know, and like, or I'd be like, "You want a picture?" I would just like point at people.
Yeah, people are like,
yeah,
you're putting them on the spot.
And they're like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll take a picture." I'm like, "All right, get in."
Yeah.
Click, you know. Oh my God. Yeah. That was awesome. I mean, like, because it's just like those 3 days beforehand or 2 days beforehand, we were just walking around. I mean, we were talking to people, we were networking and getting to know people and shit. But like, that last day was unlike anything I've ever been a part of. You know,
it's a blast, man.
It was. And like I like the fact that I wasn't dressed up, because I was just so focused on getting these people to just take pictures with you guys. Like, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, we're nobody. We are absolutely nobody, but we walked in this place today and everybody wants to be a part of us. You know, and I'm like, we got it.
It's like we had the golden ticket.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was amazing.
I'm it's just so much fun. It's ridiculous. Like you really like this year or this upcoming event for C2E2, you have to go, because Fan Expo is like,
that was
you know, watered down C2E2.
Last year it was just a little too much for me.
It was really close.
Yeah, we had Fan Expo. I put a lot of energy into Fan Expo, and then like all of a sudden C2E2, and I didn't have like the energy to like go back and, you know, go through all this again. But now, like, you know, because we wanted to make that movie out of Fan Expo, right? And you know, like, there were a lot of things that went wrong. I mean, like, for one, I was intimidated to just start asking people. Because, like, I mean, not all these people, but like at least a few of the people we talked to, you know, were actually like celebrity like. Well, maybe one, that was Karen Ashley, the Yellow Ranger. But I mean, like, no, I mean, like, we got a little bit with Lily, the bunny. I'll say when we were talking to DCW builds, like or DC builds, I felt like I was being shady. Like I would just pull the camera out and I wasn't
Yeah.
even asking
Yeah.
them. And like, I don't
Yeah.
even and at this point, I don't want to use any of that footage because I didn't ask for it. But like I know the guy is cool with it, but like
Yeah.
it wasn't professional. It's like, if we had just asked them, we could have the camera right here and we ask them questions. Instead, it's like this behind the scenes where I mean, he could be saying anything. He might not be on his game, and we can make him look bad or something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Well, like I was saying, we can do. We need to get those microphones because people would think that we're like
Yeah.
legit.
No,
Because
I
when
mean,
you like hold a phone up to somebody's face, you're
yeah,
like here
I mean,
talking to my cell phone that my dirty mouth has been on all day.
Right.
Here, and my fingerprints are smeared all over.
or you got
talking to that.
this little microphone here that I got. And you're putting it in his fucking face, like I did that.
You need something a little bit more substantial, like
Yeah,
not something that's like a tiny mic.
well,
like,
you know what I would really like?
talking to this right here.
I would like a boom mic because
Yeah.
those are better.
I'm not gonna be running around with a boom mic.
No, but you can put booms on the. I guess.
Well, yeah, they got like a rig for my
Yeah.
thing, and it has like
There's a rig for
mini-
my Canon too.
Yeah.
Where I could get a boom on there and but no, you're right. Yeah, it would be ridiculous to walk around with a fucking
like a real production, like the thing like drops into the scene.
Well, I mean,
Like,
even when we were at Fan Expo, I mean, that last day when you guys were all dressed up, that's when all the media was really there. Like, and they didn't even have that kind of shit. I mean, it was all rigged onto their camera, so they had the light and the boom right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I ideally would like because it's just it's a lot better of a sound and it's more precise.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Whatever. But like, I mean, no, but going to like C2E2 this year, yeah, I mean, we kind of have a better idea of like how things run. And, I guess that's the other thing. We didn't really know what questions we really wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, like, we were thinking of them, but like, were they the questions that would really get to the meat of anything? Probably not. Now experiencing Fan Expo, kind of seeing how, the how that works, and then to go to another expo, it'd be a little easier.
Yeah.
So,
No, it'll be we definitely got to go at least 1 or 2 days because it'll be a blast. The one day is going to be like the interview stuff, but I want to go like later at night one day.
Yeah,
and get it and watch some of that weird cosplay stuff. Like they have after
see the Obi-Wan Dundees go out.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, that would be fun. I'm curious to see their world. I mean, like the expo is one aspect of it.
Yeah,
but they're a community.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so I would like to see their community. Hopefully, it's not just like fucking swinger shit.
You never know.
You never know.
I mean, it's all with all the way these people are nowadays. Like people don't want to touch each other, so they probably just text each other while they're sitting next to each other.
Hey, awesome! Hey, awesome!
I like your costume.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome costume, bro.
Send me some pictures so I can masturbate and not have to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like that's it.
Yeah, send me some nudes and then I can go beat off and never talk to you again.
Right, but do it wearing your costume.
Right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Wait,
So
you said just real quick. You said how to sew capes, or but like, can you do like a one with a hood on it?
No, I wanted to look into it because I saw something online and I thought it would be cool. I mean, I was looking into it. Yeah, like you need a lot of cloth and shit. I mean, not a lot, but
well, here, look at that. I'm going to share this.
A couple yards of cloth at least.
Yeah, I'm going to share this with you. Hold on 1 second.
No, I mean, no, dude, you saw my mask that I made during COVID. You said they looked like a pair of underwear over my face.
It did. It did.
No, dude, I
Uh,
made. I love those masks though because like the materials that I use that I found, like I just took like shirts and shit throughout the house and stuff,
yeah.
and stole my parents' what do you call it, sewing machine. And like, yeah, dude, I started making these masks, but like, I agree with you. Yeah, like they kind of looked like it was like a diaper on your face or something like that.
So look at this kit you can buy to make a Tuscan Raider like
It's a kit,
mask.
so
Yeah,
they won't
for
make
50
it for.
bucks, you buy this and it comes with all the leather and the 3D print parts, and you assemble it, and it looks like that.
Do they give you the cloth?
Yeah, and the
Oh,
leather and everything. So like everything here, like here's the
where's the
different
leather
cloth.
go?
Leather goes around the mouth,
Oh, okay.
and then that thing gets stuffed into it. So
You know what I was actually realizing today? And like, this is how good movies are and like shows and shit. But like, when they obviously, when they're showing metal on the shows,
yeah.
like, they're probably most likely plastic.
Mhm.
Because I mean, because for one, like, it's heavy, and two, it's expensive, right? You
Yeah.
know, like I was watching one of the episodes of Andor when he was in the prison, and that thing, whatever they're making, I'm just like, all of a sudden, there was this one scene where I saw him moving one of the parts over,
Mhm.
and I'm like, totally plastic, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, like if you really sit down and think about it, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, it's a movie. Like they got to make money off of it. They can't just be like spending like hundreds of thousands of dollars on metal,
Yeah.
and shit like that. But like, yeah, like I don't know if it was because it looked obvious because you could see the seams on it or something. I think you did see the seams a little bit.
Hmm.
So I think like
It might have been a
whatever.
mold or a
Well, that's
casting.
what I'm saying. Whatever
Yeah.
they're working on
Yeah.
in that prison,
Yeah. It's a
whatever
casting.
whatever those parts are is like mold injection because like there's like a seam that goes down the middle of them, but you don't
It
see
probably
it.
isn't even that. You know what it is? It's a they made a mold, they
Yeah.
put it together, and then they fill it with like epoxy, and then they
Uh
break it apart, and that seam,
yeah.
because that's the quickest way. They have a mold and they make a
Right.
bunch of these molds, and
Mhm.
then all they have to do is pour a bunch of epoxy into it and then
Yeah.
let it sit. And like that's half done then. And then they take it out and spray paint it real quick.
But that's what
But
I like. That's what I like about Andor. Reading about it is too like they're not using that 3D screen like
no, it's
the other
all
shows.
sets.
Yeah. So it's they're recording that like they would have recorded an original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Obviously
Or
with better tech, but I mean still the same concepts and whatnot.
I was thinking of using this for my bounty hunter, my next Mandalorian. It's like it gives off that Wild West, like the good, the bad, and the ugly poncho. But like
Yeah.
I could like flip it over my shoulder, and it has a bit of a design on the back too, and it's cut. You see how it's like cut
Yeah.
sharp at this
See,
end,
I
and then
want
I could
to
just take like that side and like flip it over.
right.
So
I
like
want
my chest plate would be showing.
I want
Yeah,
to
this would be
make
over here.
yeah, I want to make a character with like a hood like that, but then I want to get like a bunch of airsoft armor because that stuff looks like, in the movies, like fucking
Yeah.
indestructible armor. But like, yeah, I'd buy some like airsoft armor and shit to go underneath of it. But I'm not sure what to do with the face, if I should make like a mask or if it should be like without a mask.
So
But like,
this
yeah.
this is my I these are the 3D prints I bought for my armor. So this is I'm not doing the Paz Vizsla armor anymore.
Oh
I'm
no.
doing this custom armor. So the chest
Oh
plate's gonna look like this,
yeah.
and it's got these shoulders, and there's shins and hips and all that. But then there's this like Jedi Hunter Mandalorian helmet.
Jesus Christ, that looks badass.
So I have the print for that too.
Nice. That's
But I don't know if
dope.
I want to do that with this. I mean, that would be like a badass hunter. But I see this guy as being more like the black, having a red visor, black
Yeah.
and gray, almost looking like a death trooper,
Yeah.
like a Sith, but he's not.
Right.
But yeah, so I got that. I have a few other helmets that let's see if I have. That's the backpack I'll have.
You started working on that though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the clone commando trooper. Like it's all crazy armor. I have these cool like Wild West pistols that I'm going to print.
Nice.
And then this is the helmet I'm actually going to use for my guy. It's like a Mandalorian knockoff of the Shore Troopers,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be this color. But it's going to have like this visor, and it's got the deep visor here, so it's more like a scout. I'm thinking like the scout sniper guy.
Dude, these people charge
Uh,
$15 for a print.
for the file.
Holy shit, they make so much money off that.
Oh yeah, all I bought was a file, and then I have to print it. I mean, so in the end of the day, it cost me.
I mean, I know they put some
Yeah.
work into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they like design it and stuff. So I mean,
but like
look at the details and shit.
$15 though is such a good price. And like, I mean, like I guess there's like, I don't know, like I guess for soft or for a file, $15 is a lot of money. But like people will pay for it. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like a burden on you. And so that person on the other end is just like, well, yeah, I made the file and I just get $15 every time someone fucking downloads it.
Yeah, but I mean, think of the amount of
Like,
time
awesome.
it took to make that.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean? Like
that's if it took them, it took that person that long. You know what I mean? Like if it took them under an hour to make this and they're charging $15 a helmet and like, at least like 10 people a year, or I don't know. No, 10 people a year won't be that much money, but I mean, like, if people are consistently buying it throughout the year, dude.
Well, it's not, he doesn't have a ton of stuff. This is all he sells. These are his only
Yeah.
files. You know what I
But
mean?
I guess
oh,
I
look, the
wanted-
communicator things. You could sell that to what's his face.
Hey man, we got some communicators for you. No, I'm good.
But I don't know. So it's either that helmet or this one, which this one is pretty badass. But
I like that helmet.
I feel like this is a different character than what I'm making.
Yeah, it
Like
feels
I'll make this one.
honestly though, it feels like whoever's underneath that is like some kind of fucking cybernetic motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is too robotic. Like I want my guy to be. Remember, I sent you that thing that like the natural colors
Mhm.
meant like you were from the earth and like you're the good guy.
Yeah.
Like that's like that guy needs to be a bunch of synthetic parts. This one needs to be like I'll have the backpack and I'm gonna have like an antenna coming out of the backpack.
Yeah.
And then I might take that little Lola droid thing that I have and repaint it and like wire it up so it looks like it's just floating next to me while I'm moving.
I wish we could figure out a drone that could just follow you.
I mean, there's drones that do it, but
You know what? It'd
they're-
be easier if you could just have a drone that hovers and then you tie a fucking string to it and it just follows.
well, they
you
have
as you
like
move.
I actually have one. This right here. So this
Well,
thing,
yeah, I have
yeah,
one
you-
of those too. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
got
you
the
just
sensors.
goes
on it.
up. Yeah, it's just got a sensor, so it just flies around.
Honestly,
Like if I had
though,
a tether on it, it would
I-
probably blow up.
I don't know. Like I messed around with that. I don't think those sensors really work.
They do.
They
You put your
showed-
hand in front of it and it stops.
I don't know. It does not for me.
It's a
dude.
conspiracy.
No, I mean, I tried messing around with the directions with it. I tried like,
Mhm.
throwing it around the room and like it said to. And really what would end up happening is it would end up finding one corner of the room and then it would just end up hitting the walls between the corner and then falling.
I think you just had a bad one because mine flies and it'll like stop and then it'll turn and then go another way, and then it goes up and down and shit.
Well, you know what? So at Target, they sell these Star Wars drones. They're stupid, but I was thinking about it, but like they're just a two propeller system, you know, so it's like
Mhm.
a helicopter,
Yeah.
like the early RC
Oh yeah,
helicopters, you know, where it has two
yeah.
blades.
Two blades and they're counter rotating, so they
Right.
spin opposite. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably like a ball is hanging
Right. Well,
under
they
it.
had a Grogu. They had a Grogu one, and then
Oh,
like,
it's awful.
yeah. So it'd be like little Grogu following you. But I mean, you would control it. You know.
You know, it'd be real sick, and you could probably get this to work. You know, like that egg-looking container
Yeah.
that Grogu floated around in.
Hmm.
Make a floating version of that,
That
and
would,
like have that thing just fucking follow next to you.
yeah. You know what I?
All you, yeah, all you'd have to do is just have it hover, and then just have like a rope to it.
You know what you could also make too. I wonder if you could like you know, the little RC droid that drives around the Death Star.
Yeah, the
There,
mouse droid.
yeah. What are those? Like, are they just supposed to be like another set of patrols or something like that?
I think they're like they like clear the way, or they show people where they're supposed to go.
Oh, so like
So
if you
like
came onto the desk, yeah.
you'll see like the stormtroopers running after them as they're like driving around.
Ah,
I think that's what they're for.
more research is needed on this.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I've always been curious what that was. I just remember, what was it? Wasn't the one where it came towards like Chewbacca and he just like fucking
Growl
yelled at
it.
it?
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
ran
and it
away.
ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking A, dude. But dude, it's November 5th. Fucking Marty McFly, 30 years ago, went back in time even further to 1955 to save his parents' relationship.
And kiss his mom.
Yeah, he definitely made out with his mom.
Like they never bridge that gap of like they literally see Marty back then. And then
Yeah,
when he
like,
comes home, like he looks identical, wearing the identical outfit that
you
that
look
guy was
familiar.
wearing.
You look familiar.
Yeah.
You look like this guy we named you after.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah,
Holy
you tried to
crap.
bang my wife.
You look like Calvin Klein. Holy
Calvin
shit.
Klein. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Lucky. Well, I mean, here's the thing about what do you call it? Back to the Future. It had a couple different scripts written on that fucker. Like, it's kind of funny when you think about it. Like, what we kind of saw is the result of compromises and changes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess originally the original story at the end was like Marty was going to come back to his normal time and things were going to be fucked up, you know, kind of like how it ended up happening. But like, this is what was weird about it was like, he shows up at like a nuclear test site or something. And he's freaking out because there's a bomb that's about to launch and like kill him where he's at. This is kind of how it was explained. I don't know the exact details of what we were supposed to see.
Kind of intense.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, holy shit. And then like, yeah, he finds this room and there's like a Coke machine, you know, kind of like the Nuke Colas from you know, Fallout and all that.
Yeah.
And he ends up opening it, and then the bomb goes off and the door closes behind him and it's lead lined, so he survives. But apparently it was supposed to knock him into another time period. Yeah, like he was either supposed to go into the future and meet up with Doc or go back in the past. But like a lot of people had concerns of like the script and shit, and so they changed it. But then that's where Crispin Glover comes in because he still disagreed with the actual ending that they went with.
Yeah.
That's what he was trying to say was like, guys, you're sending the wrong message here. You're basically saying like money solves everybody's fucking problems, and that's just not what it is. That's not true. Like in this way, you saying this back in the 80s. He's just like, you're basically saying, everything Marty did in the past, he comes back and now his parents are wealthy and everything's fine because they came from a shit family beforehand.
Yeah.
And then he goes back in time, he fixes things, or he
Changes it.
he changes the history and
Yeah.
keeps his timeline going, but yet his parents are now they're different people. They make better money, and all of a sudden they're happy now. And that's what he was trying to say. Like Crispin Glover was trying to say, like, you cannot send the message that money makes things happy.
Yeah.
Like that's wrong. But they went with that, and that's why he got fucked over, and that's why they recasted him, but still used his face. So he pissed off some people that about that, and I forget the names of the players, but Shemeckis, whatever, was kind of involved with it. Shemeckis.
Schmegma.
What's his name? Stemekis or Shemeckis? I don't know.
I don't know.
Zemeckis, whatever.
Listen,
yeah,
you're not going to sit here and badmouth the best movie ever made.
Well, I'm not bad mouthing it. I'm just saying where Crispin Glover's concerns were with that movie.
I think if it would have gone the other way, it would have been a real weird movie.
Well, I think, I agree with you. If there was like a fucking Marty
nuke
McFly showing up to a nuke site, that would be fucking weird, and definitely would mean we need a sequel. But I guess how Crispin was explaining it is, I guess I could have been fine with a different ending that just didn't show that money made everything happy, but maybe everything was the same and they were happy. That could have been something they could have pulled off pretty well. I don't know. But hey, at the end of the day, I stand behind Crispin Glover because he's a good actor.
I feel if he was that good of an actor, he'd be in a lot more movies.
Well, it's because he has an opinion, Jared, and it fucks him.
Yeah, but just because you have one doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah, but he's a good actor. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
All right, I'll take your word for it on this one, but
better take my word for it because he's Crispin fucking Glover. Well, I mean, like, if you had a name Crispin Glover and you weren't a good actor, you would really be a piece of shit. And I don't think he's a piece of shit, especially if Funny or Die hires him out of nowhere and like has him play like Tom Edison or something. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Tom Edison. I still like my theory for a new Back to the Future reboot.
It's not theory. That's what's happening.
No. But my storyline for the reboot.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's actually happening because go ahead, tell it. I'm telling you, this is what's happening.
Okay, so
it's a prediction of the future.
Back to the Future 4. Marty McFly is suing the doc because all of the radiation that he subjected him to gave him Parkinson's disease.
100%. That will be the new reboot.
Yep.
It will be Marty chasing the doc down.
Like they're gonna put him on a hoverboard.
It's gonna be.
they're gonna put Michael J. Fox on a hoverboard and drag him behind a '57 Chevy.
It's gonna be Time Cop meets fucking Minority Report. Like, Michael J. Fox is just gonna have this company that has all this predictive equipment to find the doc, and then like the doc's just gonna be traveling through time.
Yeah, so he has to build a time machine to bring him back to 1980 whatever, and change so that he doesn't give him Parkinson's. But okay,
Marty, stay home on this day.
Yeah, don't
stay
show
home
up
on
at 1
October
in the
27th.
morning. Yeah.
Don't come to the mall at October 27th at 1 a.m. Stay at home.
Yeah. So did they touch on, and I think they did, and I just never caught on to it. What is the time frame between each one of these movies? Isn't it just like the same night and they just keep on jumping back and forth and shit?
It's pretty much, yeah, within like 24, 48 hours, realistically.
Because he wakes up that next day after he got back and he was tired.
Right.
And then he goes outside and sees the truck. So that's day 2 then. And that's when he gets in the truck, when Doc pulls up and tells him his kid marries a black man.
Yeah.
And then they have to jump in there so they can stop that from happening.
Right. And then, yeah, so when they come back, though, that's when, everything changed because shithead Biff had to go back in time and bet on every fucking horse race, start a fucking hotel in the middle of.
So they go in the future and then they go back to the past.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
I'm listening.
If they went back and changed something. So when he went back the first time, he sees himself again as the guy that went back the first time when he goes back to 1955, right?
Okay.
When he in the second movie, when he's dressed up like a spy, he's got like the leather jacket and stuff, but he sees himself from when he went back the first time. So that still happened. I thought we split timelines. Or does it now that that's part of history?
Whoa.
Once he goes back.
You're saying he saw himself go back to 1985 from 1985?
No. In the second movie, they have to go and find where Biff went back in time. So they have to go back to 1955. And he's dressed in that, like, the hat, like the fedora hat and the sunglasses and like a leather jacket. And they get the big microphone or the walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
And he hides in the back of Biff's car to get the magazine. But he sees himself. So that means that when he goes back in time, he is still there in that other timeline. But I always thought that they split timelines.
You see, all right. So
what timeline are they on? We're getting into like multiverse, like timeline.
I know. Well, this is where
all
right. This is where Bruce Banner fucked everything up in Avengers
because he beat off with a giant Hulk dick.
Well, that and they're like, he's like, who the hell taught you guys about time travel? Like, you don't fucking like go back in time and change like all the events. And he basically explains that you're leaving your present to go to another future, and it doesn't matter if you're going back in time or not. You're going to a new future.
Yeah.
So that's how Bruce Banner explains it. So there's none of that butterfly effect shit.
Yeah.
Where you go back in time and you fuck everything up. Realistically, you're creating a new timeline, is what he's saying. I'm going to a new future. So if where you're going happens to be 20 years before your current time, you're not necessarily going back in time. You're going to a new future. Yeah. And from there, it's not going to be predictable. Everything's going to change from the moment you arrive, sort of deal. That's where the butterfly effect will come in. It's just, you're going to arrive, and now that you have arrived, the future is now changed. Automatically.
So it's already happened.
You're creating your future. In other words.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where opposed to like how we've always understood it, you go back in time, and if you kiss your mom, you're not going to exist in the future.
But even the doc said in the movie that they split at some point here into an alternate future.
Well, they split in the alternate.
Doesn't that make that a different past then if you go back again where he wouldn't be there?
All right.
Because you're changing the future again.
In the sense of Back to the Future, no. What's happening is
you're on the same timeline and you're just
right. Well, when Biff went back into time, he created a branch right then and there, and that created the alternate 1985. So they were going to a point before that branch.
Yes.
So if you go to a point before that branch,
Then it hasn't changed yet. So
right.
you're
So
on the same
Marty's
timeline.
still there. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're not in a separate timeline. You're gonna run into yourself. Because now, yeah, now you're going to a point before this branch was created, and you're gonna try to prevent it. So yeah, by rights, you should run into your previous self. I don't know.
Do you think if you kissed your
You're-
previous self that you'd get off like that, like Beth from Rick and
No.
Morty?
Or Jerry.
Yeah. See, I don't think that I would find myself attractive like that. And
No.
that's a weird aspect to think of. Like
That was
having a double you.
That was so weird when that happened. When Jerry and Jerry
Right.
kissed each other, and he's like, "Okay,
All right then.
all right, see ya." And I'm like, "What? That is weird."
Well, I mean, I guess think of it like this though. Like, yeah, that's you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah.
100% you and who you are. So, like, your brain probably goes in some weird fucking ways, thinking like, I wonder if I'm a good kisser.
So here's the thing
You
about
know? Like, who knows?
here's the
What do
thing
I look like from behind? You know, like,
here's the thing I realized about Rick and Morty, okay? And you kind of got to start thinking about this because Rick is technically this god in a way.
Yeah.
He's the smartest person in the world. He can multi-dimensionally travel. He's got wicked technologies that, I mean, pretty much prevent him from dying at all, you know. He's literally a god. And like you start thinking of like when you start seeing, like, I guess another good example is The Boys. Like, they're all gods, all those superheroes. They don't give a fuck,
yeah,
like, about anything. And that's what's great about The Boys, because they show this superhero side where it's like, I mean, in a real world, if somebody had this type of power, they would not be caring about society and wanting to save humanity as much as they would realize, like, nobody can stop me, so I can do whatever I want. And that's where you start seeing that homoerotic shit, like, in like all this other weird ass like stuff. And that's what's happening in Rick and Morty. Like,
well,
I mean, Rick will fuck anything that walks.
Yeah,
because he is at such a level as
he's just banging.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, he is all right. This is where it's gonna get fucked up, but I think it's the same thing with, with the conspiracy theorists about the rich elite that are pedophiles and that hone in on the children. Because I mean, again, think about it. They have money. Nobody can stop them. Like, they've experienced everything you possibly can. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, all right, well, I have all the money in the world. I have all this shit. What do I do? And that's where I think that's why that shit happens, because it's like you're bored. And I know I'm not trying to justify it, but it's just like you're bored because you're powerful. And like you can do whatever you want, And so it's like, and that's where Squid Games comes into the picture too.
Yeah.
Where you find out the rich people are just betting on these homeless people to fucking kill themselves, And if the person they bet on wins, they fucking, they're going to make money, but it's not going to be anywhere compared. The value of the money that they're going to win off that isn't going to be anywhere compared to the value of the money that the person in the Squid Games wins because they didn't die. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? It's like, if you're in the Squid Games and you win that $1 billion or whatever, that's more value to you opposed to the guy that's sitting in the bleachers or in the nice sweet spot watching you still doing that homoerotic weird bisexual shit, you know, but like still sitting there, like, and if they win, like, it's probably a couple million or a couple $100,000, whatever. It still doesn't, the value of that is nothing. You know what I mean? but that's just what I'm getting at. When you like, when they make these characters, so like you have your, I don't know, your Marvel Disney, like where they have all the integrity in the world, but they have
Mhm.
all the power in the world, you know? And it's just like, you got to really stop and think to yourself, if somebody really had that power, would they have this integrity? And they probably wouldn't. And they would do weird shit because they can't. Because it doesn't matter who judges you. You're still the most powerful thing ever, And
Yeah.
that's where I see with Rick. And now it's like streaming onto his family because his family now realizes
Yeah.
we're part of Rick.
We're
you know?
invincible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's going to be weird is when Morty starts making out with himself. That's what's going to be fucking weird. But no, the Jerry thing was like, that was weird. The Beth thing was a little different. That was like kind of like, I kind of want to see where this is going to go.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I think everybody wanted to see that.
it's a
There.
thing.
Fuck my fucking.
No, the person that plays Beth though isn't that bad looking. She actually plays a good nerd, if anything. On I forget where I saw her last. She played in some fucking movie or show where she was like a journalist or something, or worked for a news corporation or something. But she like fell in love with like one of the top execs, and then like they ended up having a bunch of kids and getting divorced and shit. I don't know, it's stupid, but I just remember watching it and I'm like, why does this bitch's voice sound familiar?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's Beth. It's fucking Beth.
You know what? I never put a face to Jerry's voice until recently.
Oh, you didn't know it was what's his face from Saturday Night Live?
No. I heard the name before and I was like, it sounds familiar.
Chris Parnell, right?
Yeah, Chris Parnell. And then like I was talking with my brother the other day and he's like, yeah, that Chris Parnell guy. He's like, I was watching this show and realized that it's Jerry. He's like, oh yeah.
It's funny because like, so Chris Parnell plays that voice. Well, there's a show I used to watch called Eureka, and they had this Christmas special where he popped up, and like he obviously wasn't swearing or being Jerry or anything like that. So it's like this one side of Chris Parnell, and then all of a sudden you get fucking Rick and Morty, and you're like, oh man, I didn't know the guy fucking talked like that. I don't really remember him from Saturday Night Live because probably I didn't really watch it back then either. Because nobody.
It's one of those weird times with him in it. I mean,
I like it. He's good because he's got that voice, and like he can really like it. It sounds like it should be like the most professional thing in the world, but like he can obviously add some dirtiness to it or whatever, and then it's like, oh my god, you're just like laughing hysterically.
Speaking of which, when is that next Rick and Morty? Isn't that next weekend?
I hope so.
Next Sunday, I think.
Let's take a look.
Is it
Rick and Morty, baby?
13?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see if they bring back November 7th. Yeah,
that's no. It's got to be the 13th. I think it's the 13th.
Is it episode 10?
No.
Okay.
Should be like episode 7. Is that 2021?
No, it's saying season 6, episode 10, Analyze Piss is the name of the episode. New 22 minutes, November 7th, 2022. Seemingly out of the blue, Earth's old. Oh no, never mind. No, that was the last one that they aired. I thought it was like the 20th. I thought it was like right before or like that weekend of Thanksgiving.
No, I'm pretty sure it's next weekend.
Well, it better be, because I mean, it just kind of sucks that they put a pause on it because like we had Andor on Wednesday and then Rick and Morty
Mhm.
on Sunday. And then they got to do that bullshit where they fucking, oh, we're gonna pause everything. Like, why? Like, what the fuck was going on Adult Swim that was more important, that would make more sense to do this? Unless like that's how fucking self-conscious they are about this show, or they think like they're
I don't know.
losing
Some of the
everybody.
past episodes were just kind of blah.
They were, I mean, they
The
were.
dinosaur one was horrible. That was not a good episode at all.
There was a good scene in that though. So you remember from the Sex Dragons episode where he's like,
Mhm.
who the fuck writes puts writing on a portal, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they started saying something like, oh, we actually make portals where you can see where you're going through instead of
Yeah.
a green thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was kind of lame. I mean, it's just like it's hard, dude. Like you never want to show like when there's a good show, you never want it to end.
Mhm.
But like you start then eventually catching on, like you're trying.
But there's so many ways that they could go with this show. Like they've got, you
I mean,
know,
this show could technically never end.
yeah,
You know, it
there's
could be
so
the
many
next
ways.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
it's
I
just,
want. I want another Doctor Who show, like a
did you ever
show.
watch Doctor Who?
I've watched a few of them. Yeah. At first, I didn't understand why like there was always a new Doctor every like season.
Is it like
But
Quantum Leap?
yeah, well, not really. Kinda not. It's basically what it is the Doctor is this interdimensional being. Okay, he takes form of a human, and so he always comes into a dimension and he finds like a human to help him, you know. And that's how it's been for like the past like 60 years that they've been like Doctor Who is the longest show that's ever
And
been ran, yeah, in just all of the
how many
world.
seasons are there? Like 70?
There has to be. Let me see. How many seasons of Doctor Who? 39.
Yeah, that's a lot of seasons.
Yeah. And there's about a new doctor just about every episode, or not every episode,
Every
season.
year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like that's just how they've always played the show. Like whoever the doctor is always a new character every episode or every
Weird.
season. And then there's a whole new set of people too. So it's like that's just weird to me. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually you have a star that kind of hangs on and like you bring on new people and new folks and shit. But yeah, I guess I mean this show started in like the 60s. So
Well,
but that's what's genius about it though when you think about it, because it is all about dimensional shit and shape shifting and shit. So why not? Every season we have a new doctor because he's taking a different form.
yeah.
And that's what Netflix, I feel like Netflix tried doing that. Actually, now that I think about it, there was a show called Altered Carbon, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You ever watch that?
No. I
Okay.
saw it, but I didn't watch it.
That was an interesting show because what it was about was this futuristic, society where like you don't die. So when you're born, they created a technology where they're able to shove a chip in the back of your spine, and basically if you were to die, your mind gets downloaded and and you get sent to a new body. And so in this world, basically there's all these like how they do it is like regular people die and they can still save the bodies, and then like or people go to jail. So instead of throwing them in a jail, they just download their mind into a computer and their bodies are then preserved in case somebody dies and they need a body. So it's really weird. So it's like
Okay.
the government gives you a body if you die, but it's not your same body. You could be a female being put into a male body because that's what's available. or vice versa.
So it's like a full body organ donor. System.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So everybody, when they're born, they're put these chips. Certain people can renounce it because they pass laws. So if they're really religious and they feel that you die once, you
Mhm.
can renounce it so that if you do die, you don't get downloaded and whatnot. And all
You
this
just
shit.
don't continue on.
Right. Well, you still get downloaded, but you don't get a new body because there was an episode where one person brought their grandmother back who renounced themselves, but brought them back because they missed them. And then the grandma had a blast, being brought back from the dead.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so that first season was the dude that I forget his name. Kinney. Is it Josh or Joel Kinney? The dude that played in the first Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I think it's
The guy
Joel,
that's was dating the witch lady.
yeah, I think it's Joel Kinney. And yeah, he played in that first one. And then and what was weird about it was he was actually this Japanese guy that had a Russian his name was Toshi Kovacs. So he had this like Japanese Russian name because they were also colonizing other planets too, because that's where the technology came through, you find out.
Mhm.
So because like obviously traveling through space is, takes forever. Well, they found a way where once they got somewhere that literally on Earth, you could download yourself into the planet. So you would just have to have a body ready for you. And that's kind of how they do space travel to some extent. So like if you have money, in other words, you can have your same body. But if you don't have money and you're just a average person or below average person, you get whatever the government gives you. If you die or if you transport to another planet or something, it's like really weird. So you don't really even have an identity.
That's weird.
But then like the next season, so they got rid of Joel Kinney and then they had what's his name that played why can't I think of his name? He's
Matt Damon.
no, he's the new captain. He's the new Captain America now. That
Black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really weird because once they did that next season, like apparently this dude was a woman for like 10 years and then was somebody else for another 10 years, just trying to run away and not get caught. Like, yeah, that shit was weird. But that's similar to Doctor Who. I think that's what they were trying to do. Like if Altered Carbon took off,
It would have been like the next
Doctor Who, yeah, they would have put a new person as this Toshi Kovacs guy every season. Yeah. But I think it's a good show, honestly. It's definitely worth a watch. But it's like Doctor Who.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Dude, when did we start this shit? We're probably like 3 hours into this now.
I don't know. It was probably like 7:45.
Yeah, probably was. So that's probably a good time to end the show. I mean, I think we talked a lot about a lot of good stuff here today.
Yeah, we got a lot of good unscripted info. Always plays out well.
Like, yeah. No, I mean we gotta jump on some movies here soon. There's been some good releases out on Netflix. Point Break, the original Point Break. I watched that the other night. I'd like to do something on that. Fucking, I didn't realize Gary Busey died in that. I thought he got shot in the back, and it was one of those like, "Go get him, brother. I'll be fine." No, you fucking.
I don't remember. I have to watch it. I don't remember it.
He got like shot in the back with a shotgun, like twice.
Yeah, you'll live.
Yeah, well, that's Well, when I watched it again recently, I'm like, I didn't realize you got shot in the back of the shotgun. I thought there was a scene where you were on a stretcher, like, go get him, brother.
No.
No, Gary died. He fucking flat out died. But that was before he went crazy, though. Before
Yeah.
he started taking his pants off everywhere.
Putting him around his knees.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to do Point Break here. And what was that one movie you were talking about the other day? Oh, Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man.
That's
Yeah.
another one I'm hoping that's gonna be a free stream soon because
I think it's on Netflix.
I'll have to check. I don't
Yeah.
like to do ones that you have to rent. If
Everybody has fucking Netflix. If you don't, you're an asshole.
But hold on, if we like to do movies though that are available, free somewhere.
Then get Netflix. Stop
I'd
being an
like, because
asshole.
honestly, I'd like to do Super Mario Brothers. You can't fucking rent that anywhere. So you can't even rent that anywhere. I don't think. Motherfuckers. That's such a good movie too.
Does it have John Leguizamo in it?
Yeah. Well, all right. So speaking of John Leguizamo, so I sent you a TikTok trailer earlier here today.
Yeah.
This movie we have to go and see. We have to see this, dude. Like I don't care. Like it's gonna be the worst movie ever.
It
But
looks terrible.
What's his name plays in it from Stranger Things, and he also played in the Black Widow movie too. He was the dad.
Yeah.
He plays Santa Claus in this.
Yeah.
Like this Santa Claus that just like is ruthless and kills people.
Yeah.
And, like,
it looks ridiculous.
well, it's like a bunch of like fucking terrorists come to this house, and this girl's like, "But don't fuck with Santa Claus." And then all of a sudden, this dude comes out and just starts killing everybody. Like,
Yeah.
That's one of those movies where it's terrible, but it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? It's gonna be good.
When does that come out?
December 2nd. Theaters only. That's what I don't like about it. I wish it was streamable, because then that way I could grab clips and throw them in our podcast. But
Just record it like
like
I
did with DCW Bills. Yeah. So, anyways, give me your life story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just on my phone playing Snoot or something. Yeah. Because like, all right, so real quick. So years ago, I was with my buddies. We were downtown and we were at my one buddy's apartment. And we were watching, it was Christmas time. We were going to a white elephant party later that night. So we had just gotten back from like the thrift stores in the city, because we went to quite a few of them looking for like, shit to wear for this, ugly sweaters and whatnot. So we're just sitting around waiting for the party to start, and we pop on Netflix, and there's this movie called it's like Strange Imports or Special Imports, and we're like,
Okay.
what? And it's like the story of like Santa Claus or something. The whole movie was shot in like Norse or whatever. I don't know, like Sweden or something country or whatever. They made it out in Sweden. And it was about Santa Claus, but Santa Claus is like an evil person. And like there's all these evil like fucking zombie like elves and shit. And like, I don't know, it's this like whole story of them like trying to run away and like not get killed by it. But eventually at the end, like they take control of these things. I guess it's not Santa Claus, it's a bunch of these weird elf looking things. And then what they started doing was putting like Christmas caps on them at the end and then locking them in boxes and shipping them across the country. So it's like, from what I explained, that's the dumbest fucking movie you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Okay. But like when we watched it, the whole time we're like, oh my, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck? And then on top of it, we didn't even understand a fucking word they were saying because they were talking in a different language. We had closed caption, but still at the same time, it's just like, we're watching a fucking foreign movie that's supposed to be a Christmas movie, but it's a goddamn horror movie. And that's what this, what is it called? Like Silent Violence or something like that.
Silent Nights or whatever.
Or
I
no,
don't
I
know.
think it's Silent Violence or something. I think that's the name of the movie that's coming out here this December. But I definitely want to see that because,
Maybe we'll have to make a field trip and
well, that's what I'm saying. Before our work Christmas party, we should probably check into our hotel early and then go find a theater in the area and watch it. And then go get fucked up at a Christmas party and tell everybody about it.
might not be
Hey,
a
look
bad
at this-
idea.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, everybody, we just saw this movie today. And then
Right.
we'll be like the coolest people at the Christmas party. We'll be like, dude, they
Right.
saw Silent Violence this morning. You know, fuck yeah, we did. Die Hard's a Christmas movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That we're definitely doing. We got
Yeah, dude.
we got approval from our from a manager on that. That
We got to do that, and we need to do the "this is my first drink, this is my last drink" thing.
That might take a little bit more organization. Like, I feel like
We're
somebody's
gonna be
gotta,
too drunk before.
somebody's
before
got to
we
be
remember.
sober for that, and I don't want to be.
Yeah, it's true.
because my whole thing is I want to, once the dancing starts, I want to be wearing rip off clothes and I want to rip my clothes off into a romper to the
I
sun.
don't know.
Call on me. And
Yeah.
I want to wear Viper
You're
sunglasses
like just humping in the air, like
or like,
yeah.
you know, no, the one part is he's like this.
Yeah.
I love like they're like doing something and then they look over and then they're like, and with like the biggest smile, and it like makes no sense. But I guess that's what you would have done in like a fucking aerobics video. When the camera hits you, you just went, yeah, yeah. I don't
Like,
know.
I might piss my pants if we
Well-
don't end this.
Well, guys,
I'm gonna whiz.
Thanks for joining in today. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're following, you're sharing, and you're liking. Also comment. You can say whatever fucked up shit you want. We're cool with it.
Yeah, we suck.
But guys, hey, if you want to stick around, what's the line, Jared? I forgot the fucking line. You stick
You
around.
can stay here and beat, or you can leave now and beat traffic, or stay here and beat your meat.
Choice is yours.
Peace.
Later.